Hello? How did you get this number? Don't you know he's listening? The 13. He's here.
You have entered the 13, a place where real stories about music, touring, and the beyond are told. Music does something to us. We all experience it in our own way. It can affect our senses, transport us through time, and release emotions. On this podcast, we will talk with people about the power of music and the beyond. What does the beyond mean? Let's find out together. Turn on your metronomes because this time is about to be tracked. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the 13. Today, my guest is Skot Past Hell. At least that's what I call him. He's a great guitar player, a great friend. I've known him for like 20, close to 20 years.
Yeah.
It feels like forever. You're a shredder. The theme that I've been going with lately is talking to my friends that are awesome guitar players. You're one of my favorite guitar players, so I really appreciate you coming and doing this, man. For the people who don't know who you are, could you just give a short explanation of who you are?
Who am I? Who is this dude, man? Man, just rocking the band Six by Myself for a long time. Out of Houston, Texas, man, and done a lot of touring, a lot of gigs, a lot of playing, a lot of drinking. A lot of drinking. But having a good time. A lot of good things, man. A lot of memories and things that other people tell us that we did. So it's all good.
Other people tell us that we did, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah,
absolutely.
I like being able to watch YouTube videos from a long time ago, and it's getting cold in Des Moines or whatever it was. I can't even remember. It's been so long since I've seen that, but dude, that was a cool video.
You know what? That line took a life of its own. So every time, we would, after that, it's like that home video stuff or whatever, and I would go to a venue or whatever's doing, and everybody just wanted to keep yelling at me. It's cold in Des Moines, that kind of thing. So
it was great. It was like a classic line, and it fit perfectly with obviously, y'all being crazy in parking lots and stuff.
Yeah.
So dude, so background for the audience, you and me met, me and the guys met because of Big Mike. Big Mike introduced me to you guys. He'd seen you guys play, and he was like, okay, Ryan, you got to come check these guys out. He had just brought me into the Razor 13 thing, and we watched you guys play, and I was like, holy fuck, these guys are really good. And then like a couple months after that, we toured together. Like that.
Oh, it was real quick.
Yeah, all of a sudden we're out in LA.
Yeah, that happened. That was good though. I like when things happen. Like I said, my attention span is hit it and get it, and I remember Big Mike coming around, man, real cool guy, and then introduced us to everybody, and we were just like, let's go.
Yeah, dude. Oh, Big Mike. He's been in most of me and Marzi talked about him on the last video. He's been in a couple of, he just kind of makes his way into these videos. His interview was fun too. Let's talk a little bit about that Hellraiser tour, that first tour that we did together. Yeah. That's where we really got to know each other. And I mean, there's drama on the tour. I didn't have any fucking drama. That's because I'm drama free, but
there's only one of them.
Yeah. Well, some people have drama.
Yeah, it's all right.
But
it's rock and roll, man.
That's right. We played a bunch of fucking killer shows. But I don't remember where it started. I remember the bus picking us up at your house.
Yeah.
And in Katy. And then, the lines blur. And then I remember Vegas. And then I remember LA because we had technical issues. And then I remember the long drive home. So everything else in between is kind of a blur to me. So what do you remember?
Here's the thing. I think that we started in Texas first, a little small town or wherever it was, and that got kicked off really, really well as far as I can remember. I do have some great video that cool. I could be sharing, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you need to send it to me for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was great. I captured all the performances and stuff. I was, always had a cam in my hand. It seemed like cam and a beer. So so I got lots of skills. But yeah, that was a lot of miles, man. We put in.
That was on George Lynch's bus too, wasn't it?
Yeah, dude, that was pretty wild.
My
I
bunk
had the
had
bunk
cigarette
that had,
holes in it. Did
yeah,
yours?
my bunk was I think it was the one where the diesel leak was. So that kept me busy throughout the night. So yeah.
Dude, that
Also, I
bus
wasn't
was
in my bunk very long anyway, dude.
that bus was falling apart, man. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
at least when we rented it or whatever you want to call it, when we had it, when we occupied it, nothing was working. They had cool stuff in there too, they had like video
yeah.
games and all kinds of stuff, but none of it worked.
No, I think most everything was unplugged, but that's I mean, it got worse as it went on. Like a lot of musicians experience, with the buses and traveling or whatever you
Sure.
travel in vans, whatever.
Right.
Things tend to fall apart as you attack them down the road.
Right. That's true, man. So there's an interesting story here. The one thing I remember, yeah, we had a bunch of great shows, but we had some. Razor 13 had some not so good shows too. But hey, we were new. We were like 4 months old, and we were on a
Yeah,
bus going down the
just
road
right
with
out
you
the
guys.
gate. Yeah,
We didn't know what the fuck we were doing, and we got to Vegas. Did we do Vegas first and then LA, or did we do LA and then come back to
LA
Vegas?
first.
Okay, so we get to LA. We're putting up flyers. We're having a great time. I don't think it's not my first time in LA, but it's my first time playing in LA. Like I've been there with King's X before, but I'm in a band playing the gig, right? That was the venue. And I think you guys open for us that night, or did we open for y'all?
I don't remember. I
I
really don't remember. Kind of a blur. We spent a lot of time on Sunset the night before. So
right. Oh yeah, dude. Me too. And I had no money, and I was trying to buy. I was trying to buy belt buckles and stuff, and they were like $100 a piece. And I'm like,
yeah.
like, well, I have $25, and I want some beer, belt buckle, beer, and which one I chose.
Well, I mean, did you go to the Roxy? I mean, it's hard to remember. You went to the Roxy. We were with Megs from Cold Chamber and
no, I didn't go. I had a buddy. I should have. I had a buddy. My buddy Johnny was living down there, and the bus was empty, and you guys were off doing something else, and I had brought him on, and we like smoked a joint or whatever, and hung out in the back. Yeah. He was just like really cool to be on a tour. Really happy to be on a tour bus, and I was like, I hadn't seen him in a while, so it was cool for me. But that gig, I think you helped us out because we go out, they've got the curtain down, they got smoke blowing. The announcer is doing his announcing, and he was like, and from Houston, Texas, Razor 13, curtain drops or lifts up or whatever. We all go to hit the fucking opening note, and Big Mike's pedal died.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It was just a battery. And you helped us out. Like you went over, like we're all just sitting there like, we're in LA playing the biggest gig we've ever played. There's like 5 people there. And like, but we're still like, holy shit, this sucks. Anyway, but you helped us out. So thank you. I appreciate it.
That's all right, man. That's what we do. We help each other out, man, from, playing guitar tech, and it ain't, it's what we do. We help your brothers out,
Absolutely, dude. And then we fucking pulled out of there. We went to Vegas. And we played a really interesting show. I thought it was cool. I don't remember if there was a lot of people there, but the people that were there were really into it, and I remember having a lot of fun with them. And then we met Carrie for the first time, and Carrie and Boss got into it, I think, and whatever, some drama ensued. But it was weird because Carrie, for you guys listening and watching who don't know, Carrie became the singer of Razor 13 later down the road. We started with Brandon, we went to Shannon, then we ended up with Carrie, and then we ended up with Doug. I don't know how it all worked, but it all lined up somehow. But yeah, man, there was like a little bit of a fight there. I think that was kind of fun. I like bringing up the drama. I'm not going to talk about what it was about because I don't remember.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's kind of like rolling with Motley Crue or something, dude. It's all rock and roll. Shit happens, and you just roll with it. And, I mean, if you're going from Los Angeles to Las Vegas and all the stuff that we got into. Were you at the Hyatt with us? We stayed at the Hyatt. We left the bus and we partied up at the Hyatt.
Maybe there's
They're trying to take us-
I only actually partied with you guys a couple of times on that tour for whatever fucking reason. We mostly stayed on that fucking bus, you know, like, or like sometimes one time you guys stayed on the bus and we stayed in a hotel, which I thought was
in
fucking weird.
Phoenix. Yeah. We ended up
Phoenix.
staying on the bus in Phoenix, and then you guys had the hotel room, and we were still up when you had bus call in the morning.
Yeah. That was fun, man. You guys always
Still
had
going,
fun.
man. Yeah.
I remember. So let's talk a little bit about the ODC. Is that still going strong or what?
Yeah, man. There's chapters worldwide. It's been really cool, man. I get contacted from people all over the world, really, man, and they're holding the flag up and doing they're having their own drinking clubs and rocking, wearing the merch on stage, and
Hell yeah.
a cool band that when we had the club in Beaumont for a little while, the actual brick and mortar style club,
Yeah.
it was been ODC forever, but anyway, we had a band from Turkey come in called Blacktooth, and outrageous band. Go look them up. They're so super cool. Huge supporters, and they play all these great festivals over there. Tens of thousands of people now have like 6 by Hell shirts on, or Outlaw Drinking Club stuff, and
Hell yeah.
And it's just really cool people, like how we all come together and just kind of, brought together by booze, man, and just have a good time and just roll
Brotherhood of booze.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's funny how you mention that, but we are doing, we had the Brotherhood of Booze tour, with our good buddies, from Gunship 666 out of
Absolutely.
Japan.
They're on
Did
my
a couple
list.
of U.S. tours. Excellent. Oh, you going to get Masami rolled up, a little angry or what?
Maybe I just wanted to bring her up, man. Bring them up. I remember I got to play with them a couple of times, and it was fantastic. And I saw them open up for, or maybe or vice versa. They're a great fucking band. But
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Keep talking about
it. Yeah, it would be great. Everybody needs to know more about them. You know what I mean?
Dude, Gunship 666 is the shit.
Yeah, so
but y'all, everyone listening, go look them up right now. They're from Japan.
For sure.
For
awesome. Sure. Yeah.
Lady Dime is the
Lady
queen.
Just phenomenal guitar player. She's amazing. And and I went to Japan and toured with another band that I had joined. Took them to band. Yeah, from Louisiana. Yeah. So real good friends, and we did a tour with Gunship in Japan. So
I love Tracy. In fact, here's one of Tracy's guitar picks right here.
Don't be blowing his ego up, dude.
I'm gonna have him on. Let's blow it up. It'll be great.
All right. They're all great people, man. I love them to death.
I love them too, dude. The first time I saw Choke was the Pound Hound. I think one of Doug's Pound Hound tours or something, and they opened up, and I was like, man, this band fucking rocks.
Yeah, man.
Now Dane's in the band.
Yeah, and I just went to go see him with Dane play.
Oh, cool. How was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. There's Choke has had a lot of different members kind of come and go,
Sure. Right.
But they got, they sounded great. They got a good group together, I believe, right now. So I think they're excited, which should excite everybody,
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm totally stoked for them. They
absolutely. Man.
They want to open for King's X when King's X plays Houston, and I was asked if I could navigate that, but how that sure. How it is with any band like that. They don't even have control of it themselves. So
no,
got to get in touch with the promoter. You can put in a good word.
Hey. And here's the thing, and because we know Doug so well, what Doug Doug would just be apologizing. I'm sorry, I don't. It's not in my control. I would love it, but it's not.
Yep,
so there you go, 100%. Doug. We'll get you off the hook on that.
I asked, and I received no response. So he responded to all kinds of other stuff, but I already know. I just already know how it works. So hell, Razor 13 opened up for King's X once, and that was pulling teeth. It was not because the band didn't want us to open up for them, but it's because that side of things is already taken care of. You got to go find the back channels and try to make it happen yourself. Cool, dude. So this show is mostly about hanging out and just reminiscing with tour stories and talking gear. First of all, ODC or not ODC, Six Past Hell has done some reunion shows, and it looks like you're going to do some more. Is that right?
Yeah, and we are actually working on some stuff right now. And one of the things that we got delayed from with not being able to travel was we were doing the Brotherhood. You're hearing it first right here. Basically, is the Brotherhood of Booze 2, and that will be the Japan tour.
Oh shit!
So yeah, we're just waiting for the clearances to where we can travel without any hindrances and and all that other bull. So
that's gonna be sick as fuck. Al Shire's got to call me in the middle of a fucking podcast. He knows I'm doing this right now. He knows. I told him.
That's why he's calling, man. That's why he's calling.
Al, you son of a bitch.
You can chat with Al. He's all right.
He's all right. I talk with that dude every day. Like I haven't seen him since his wedding, like 5 years ago or whatever it was, but like we talk every day. He's like my buddy.
Right on.
So, dude, that's really cool that you guys are doing. So that's a thing that's coming up as soon as it can. Are you doing any shows stateside?
Yeah. We are going to do like this really cool I get a big show in Houston because it's our hometown.
Yeah.
And we're looking at doing like a free show for everybody just to come out, get together. That way you'll have more money for booze and everything like that.
Yeah.
But we're going to film it. It'll be a multi-camera type deal to do like a thing with a new release and everything like that. So it's kind of weird, we go through all these years of doing, so many different things. And then it's just like, you can't stop with them 4 original guys get together, dude. It's just absolute mayhem and you want to share it,
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, me and Marzi were talking about you guys the other day on the podcast, like just talking about old memories and stuff.
Oh yeah,
he had nothing but good things to say. Of course,
better. I'll kick his ass.
That's right.
Marzi's good, man. I saw Marzi a little while back. We were at the COC show together. We're out there hanging out.
Man,
had a good time.
How was that show? I wish I would have gone to that.
Yeah, well, with Ministry was the headliner, I believe. So yeah, it was great, man. It was great. Huge crowd, man.
Dude.
But we had a good time. We had some chat. Got to catch up a little bit.
Right on, man. Yeah, last time
he lets me in on all these little secrets.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and then he's like, "Don't be telling nobody." I'm like, "Well, just don't be telling me."
Don't tell me. Yeah, dude. I was late. I was a latecomer to COC. I know that sounds ridiculous, but for whatever reason, I never listened to them until maybe 10, 15 years ago. And then I was like, why the fuck haven't I listened to these guys? They're fucking amazing.
Kind of me too, though, man, because, with, all the New Orleans and Louisiana, the bands and everybody had that whole thing, I really didn't know about them until Phil started promoting them.
Sure. Okay. Right.
Later on. And I'm like, oh, geez, they're right down the road, man. Yeah. How did I not hear about, I would see the t-shirts everywhere, but that was back when we just couldn't put on our little phones and look everybody up,
Right. Yep. Now we can.
Yeah. Now we can do.
Since you are doing more shows and got things going on, I kind of remember what gear you had back in the day, but like, what are you rocking right now? I want to know, from amp to cabinet to pedals to guitar. Just take me down the line.
I mean, you remember trying to with that giant rack I used to always have. I still got it.
Yeah.
It was loaded with everything. I tell you what, I've been playing so many different things, so I kind of take the gear for the job.
Okay.
And but let's just stick with the 6 by Hell stuff. So recently I've been running, I'm running 3 412 cabs, and they're all on and they're all full bore.
Fuck yeah.
Randalls, 2 Randalls, and I have a Warhead. And I believe for the last show, thanks to Eddie Travis out of Houston, Texas, he played, Florian and it.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I stole a couple of his Diamond cabs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he let me borrow them for like 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
borrow.
Yeah.
Hey, That one right there, that's Doug's, and
Yeah.
I've been borrowing it for 20 years.
Isn't that the? I think isn't that the one was on like Out of Sight at Planet or something like that?
That one might have been. Yeah, that one might have been. There's another one over here. One of those two is actually Doug's. I don't know which one. One's mine, but yeah,
But
they were like they're beat to shit. I mean, they've
yeah,
or
I
well,
remember something about one of those had a really cool album story behind it.
yeah, it was on all the albums. It was on a couple of albums, and then it toured like with AC/DC and was one of the four, because he would put four of them up, right? And
Yeah.
and they were all hooked up, just like you're talking about. And that's one of them. And there's like no upholstery or whatever you want to call it on the sides of it. It's just all wood grain and stuff. That's
Yeah, right on.
borrow.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
okay.
yeah. So I've been kind of doing the whole cabinet thing where I ran Randall's like Warheads for years.
Right.
And then I got those diamonds, which
yeah.
I gotta give them back. So,
Mm.
but I've been running. So, and then I had the endorsement at the time with Crank. So I had the Crank gear.
Yeah, right.
And actually I still have the it's the dime bag stuff from Crank, Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
So I have the head and the cab.
Cool.
And then as far as my other rack gear, dude, I'm splitting A and B cabs, running an A and B side, and
right.
And I'm still using 1991 and 1992 88 MP1s and MP1 classics.
Wow. Yeah.
And I run those, and then I got to gate them because they're loud as hell and
right,
super noisy, but they're great because they just, when you're cranking them, I mean, it's just ridiculous, and then you just got to take out all the crazy high pitches and squeals and everything like that. So.
Sure. Yeah, I was talking to Mike DeLeon yesterday or the day before yesterday or whatever, and he was talking about he's got a pedal that the pedal he uses is his gate. And I thought that was interesting. I've heard of that before, but I always used a gate in my rack.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, that's just what I was used to. So when he was bringing that up, I wish I could remember what he told me. But anyway, that was cool. I like gates.
Yeah, I mean, I got a little gate. It's probably from the 80s, man. And I've always had it. It's a little half rack, and I have,
yeah.
But it's just got a little slider.
Oh, cool.
And what it'll do is you can just slide it just at least a little bit and take everything out and keep the tone.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So as long as it still works, I'll use it.
Okay.
I got tons of other gear, man. I had a little thing with New Effects company, and they gave me this really sweet multi-effects pedal for a fly rig, and it's got compression and distortion and these clean tones. And man, I get a great Waylon Jennings tone out of it, man. It's absolutely phenomenal. Stuff like that. Yeah, dude. So I got little gadgets here, man. When it comes to like 6x dude, yeah, I mean, it's about power.
Fuck yeah.
And cutting through, especially with, the drums. My brother's so damn loud.
Right.
You got to be loud to kind of carry over what he's doing,
Right,
so.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, Rob.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember this clearly, and I don't know how I remember it, but well, are you ready to join the ODC? And you guys got real fucking serious real quick. And this was way before the bar, and it was before you had like the shots you had to take to join the ODC and stuff like that at the bar. And it was just like, you still had to take shots, and it was like 10 of them or something. It was a ridiculous amount of fucking whiskey shot or Blacktooth or whatever it was. And we're at your house off of Mason Road, if I remember correctly back then.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And, I'm like, absolutely. I am ready to join the ODC. You're like, all right, well, you got to drink all this. And I was like, what? And it was cool, man. Y'all gave me one of the big fat chains. I used to have it sitting on this shelf, and I moved it to the other room. Damn it. That would have been good to have in here.
Probably break your shelf, dude.
It's so fucking heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I still love
how that, and I don't want to mess up anything, but I'll revert back to how that happened. How that chain became the thing.
Yeah, let's bring it up. Let's do it.
It's so long ago, man. Long before the Black Label Society and Zach is wearing his chain and all that, which is great because when I first saw that, I was like, dude, he's got our idea. No, but what happened was it was the new metal thing that was happening, and they were wearing 5 and 6 chains, and they were doing all this. And I didn't want to be like, we were cranking it out and having a good time. And I'm like, dude, I can't wear chains like those dudes. Yeah. I'm like, so I go to the hardware store and I just was like, so I'm gonna buy like this chain, man. I'll pull a tugboat, and I bought one that was incredibly too big, and it just kept breaking my belt loops the whole time. So I ended up being like the dude that would walk in with like this lethal weapon thing hanging off of me. But I hung everything on it, dude. I got, K-bars to open beers and, flashlights, whatever I need to. So I was walking around with that crap. And by me doing that, my brother, I'll have to hand it to him. It was his idea because we were like, those guys got little tiny chains, dude. We got the big chain. Big ones. So it was his idea to incorporate that as a identifier.
Oh, okay.
And we really kind of, I didn't even think about it. Rob handled it.
Yeah, right.
And it took off, and I'm glad it did, because it was pretty fun,
dude.
Just and it was to go to places and see everybody with these giant chains looped on their belt loops and walking around, and pride, and kind of see your people. It was really cool.
Yeah, the one I have is nickel plated, and Rob gave it to me we were in Austin. I don't know what we were doing in Austin, but we were like, I had been inducted into the ODC years before, but doing that 10-shot thing at your house, but I never got a chain. Then y'all ended up having the ball. I don't know. I think, things are fuzzy, but at some point in Austin, Rob was like, here, he took his off his own belt and was like, here you go. This is yours. And I was like, holy fuck. And it felt fucking cool as shit. I was like, I'm part of a thing.
No, I had it to my brother, man. He really initiated that part of it, and it just became a thing. And when I saw everybody, like really digging it and having some pride in it and stuff, I was like, all right, yeah, hell yeah. But the one thing that the drink came later. You were I hate to say initiated, because that just sounds so like college or something. I don't really know. Sure. But I'm not about that. No, we just were about having fun, having a good time, man. And we're just like, you want to come drink with us, have a good time. Well, just look, here's the chorus line, roll it up, take it back real quick. It's scary, sure.
Yeah, it was fun as shit.
Think about how good and bad you're gonna feel when you're done. You know what I mean?
Oh man, well, back then I was still in my 20s, so like it was great.
Hush.
Like we're sitting there watching Slipknot videos live when Slipknot first got the entire crowd down on their, on the ground, and then they all jumped up and we're like, look at that shit. We watched Motley Crue, that Circus live video. I think Circus, something Circus. Anyway, we watched all kinds of videos over there, dude. One night I stayed up with your brother, and I guess I'll talk about this when I had talked to him, but like one night him and me stayed up till the sun came up just watching the Project Hate, like on, which was, I guess, was an internet band at the time. And they were so heavy. And
that was our driver, Sean. You remember Sean? Sean Sitka?
Yeah.
So that was he turned us on to those Project Hate, and gave us a whole bunch of stuff. And of course my brother, that's up his alley, man, with the with that kind of stuff. So he took it and ran with it. But yeah, if you were hanging, and I'm opening up a cocktail glass.
Good.
It's the hotel glass.
You're hanging out. You're in Vegas right now, or not?
It's
not Vegas. It's not Vegas, but it's Vegas next to Texas, right?
It's the other LA.
It's the other LA.
But yeah, sanitized for my protection. Scoop up another drink. But if you were with my brother, you were definitely not going to bed. You're gonna hang up. Hang up all night long. And drink.
Long, he was
watch music, and
he was talking Gaelic to me. It's like I don't understand what you're saying, but it was cool.
That's the drunk stuff, dude.
Okay, so we talked gear, but I don't think we finished. So what guitar are you running right now?
Oh man, hey, you know what? So I just dig the Les Pauls, and I've just always been about beating and bashing, and doing all that, and because I do a lot of country stuff as well, dude. I got this great Les Paul Telly Did I just say Les Paul Telly?
You did.
I did. Well, hold on.
Here.
So besides my Les Pauls, I got this new Telly. So
Okay.
actually, I've had it for a little while now, dude. And the 3-bell bridge, and it's just it's a 52 style, and
Sure.
Absolutely amazing sounding guitar, and I love it. It's extremely light, which I'm not used to. I'm used to carrying around a brick,
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
Which I never
with some
complain
weight
about.
to
I
it.
always thought it was funny when people say this guitar is too heavy, and I'm like, well, maybe you ain't heavy enough for the guitar, bro.
That's right, man. That's right.
But yeah, I did that, and I've actually pulled out some other. That's what she said. But I like with some old Charvels and stuff, which has been really crazy because of the whammy bar and going crazy on some other stuff. But yeah.
Right on.
Little Jacksons, little Charvels, like old school,
Sure.
some things. But mostly, man, it's still the customs, and I still got my white trash Gothic, which is ironic since it's an all black guitar. So
right, yeah, but it works.
It's a Gothic guitar,
Fucking perfect.
Yeah.
I have
still sounds great.
I have Big Mike's guitar from Razor 13.
The Washburn.
Dean.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I remember that one. Ooh.
Yeah, he was gonna hawk it, and I said, because he was going through a time or whatever, and he was gonna hawk some stuff, and I was like, cool, yeah, not that one. You give it to me, I'll hold on to it. When you're ready for it, I'll give it back to you. I've had it now longer than he ever owned it, and
wow.
But he told me the other day that he's ready to reclaim it, which is cool. He can have it. It's his. I'm kept it so he would not do something stupid, because this guitar is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is.
There's so much shit. It's such a good guitar. But anyway, so yeah, at some point I'm gonna give it back to him, and he's been writing. Big Mike's been writing some cool stuff for a movie, actually, which is really interesting.
All right.
We were talking about Gunship 666 earlier, and
you
guys going over there and doing the Brotherhood of Booze Tour 2, which is going to be fucking amazing. I wanted to know if you got one or two good memories from touring with them, just something cool or something funny you could, tell us, because again, this show is about tour stories for the most part. So
right.
Whatever you got, I'd love to hear.
Yeah, well, let's see. I'll pick out of 1,000. I'll tell you what, man. A lot of things happen whenever you've got bus time and you're just kind of cruising and drinking.
Right.
I like the time that we were all kicked out of Walmart in St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So we they didn't like us very well.
Okay.
For whatever reason, we're all in, and they put a booze buying limit on us as well.
Oh.
So, which we didn't understand. I mean, everybody's walking up. You got I don't know, like 11, 12 guys,
right?
And one girl, and
right.
We all are got suitcases full of beer, rolling up the line, and they capped us out on how much booze we could buy. They didn't believe that. I don't know what they just, and then they gave our Japanese buds hard time with their IDs and stuff, and that never happened before. So, and then Ingrid was wearing a hoodie with like "fuck you" on the back.
Yeah,
and they were like, "You can't do it. You gotta turn it around." Of course, Japanese to English wasn't really happening, so we have to intervene, and it just became, well, you guys got to leave. And I'm like, well, that's cool, but I think we're sleeping in your parking lot. Oh yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
That's right. It was Halloween night, so everything was kind of creepy. So we went back to the bus. We got in, we loaded up all this booze, and we're about to have a big Halloween party. And I was just like, you know what? Screw that shit, dude. I'm gonna go back in the store. I got a couple things I didn't get, so I went back in. I bought some Halloween costume, Jason's mask, because we were all fixing to watch the Friday the 13th movie on the bus.
Yeah.
So I bought Jason's mask for everybody, so we could all sit there. I don't know, with Jason mask on while we watched. Yeah, and they were glow in the dark, which was really cool. Yeah, so I didn't get hassled on my second return into Walmart in St. Louis. So They let me buy all the mask I wanted, apparently. So,
But you can buy all the masks you want, just not all the booze.
right, you know. And the other thing was, they the they loved the truck stops, but they weren't aware of things that could happen at not the truck stop, rest areas.
Oh,
So when we'd pull over to a rest area or whatever it happened to be, you know, they would all file off the bus. Everybody would file off and be like, "Hey, man, you know, everybody kind of like stick together. Everybody's like drunk, you know, you can get in trouble, whatever."
yeah.
Oh man, we had to go round them up in all these little seedy areas and shit.
No.
You know, it's just fucking hilarious, man. I was like, you know, just keep the bail money handy. You know, we'll figure it out later. But
Dude,
yeah, drunk in parking lots, drunk at rest areas, just having a good time, man. The stuff that would happen on the bus was that's for another time. I mean,
yeah.
we had a guest on the bus that I weren't aware of, but he traveled from Des Moines, Iowa to Nebraska with us and had to call his wife the next day to come pick him up.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Rob was talking to the guy all night long, and we had to get to Nebraska. So he wanted to stay and party. So
We're like, all right,
we're
well,
like, yeah,
come.
dude, you can stay and party, but you know, you gotta get your own ride back. So
Wow.
yeah, that was pretty wild. Hey, like I said, man, we do what we do and we have a good time, and no harm, no foul. You know,
That's right. What
You know,
turned you on to guitar when you were younger? What was the thing that, or just music in general? What brought you to it? Do you know? Do you remember? Or was it just
yeah, you
always
know
there?
what? I actually do. Like, I was super young, and it was Glenn Campbell.
Okay.
And my mom had to tell me that, you know, I was young, but I had this poster of Glenn Campbell on my wall. Like, I'm, you know, this little kid, but
Yeah.
apparently I loved like the songs or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, you know, as you get older, my dad was a drummer, and we would go around with him, and I would watch all these guys play. But I started out as a drummer.
Okay.
So I wanted to play guitar, but I was a drummer through, you know, teenage years. And then when I went on to guitar, because we didn't have a guitar player in my band, then we needed a drummer. And then I'm like, well, I got a little brother, you know.
Yeah. Like here.
You know, he's a little shithead, but he's getting pretty good. So yeah, I switched instruments. It's that whole crazy Van Halen Pantera story where, you know, I started out as a drummer and I switched to guitar because my brother was a drummer. He was far better drummer than I ever was. And but you know, I just remember also the tonality wise, or something that just punched me in the face when I was really, really young. I don't even know what age I was. I couldn't drive, but no, anyway. So you know, couldn't drink or drive or nothing, man.
Right.
But I had some headphones on,
tough back
and
then, man.
I put on some Grand Funk Railroad, dude, and as soon as that guitar hit, I just exploded and went, "That's what I want to do. I want that. Whatever this is what I like. I want to go find some more stuff like this." And then, of course, you know, as a hippie kid and all that kind of stuff, you know, I was, you know, from Charlie Daniels to Kiss and all that from my hippie uncles, man. They were always, you know, just playing that, and Alice Cooper and stuff. So it was just such a wide variety of music, but I was really enamored with guitar.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I think I need to learn this, you know. So I did the typical thing, grabbed a crappy guitar and you know, turned on the radio and tried to learn everything that I possibly could, you know.
Hell yeah, dude.
And it went from there. But you know, when rock and roll hit, it was straight out of Grand Funk, dude. When I heard that, I was like, oh hell yeah. I like, you know, that riffing, whatever it is. I didn't know what it was at the time.
Sure.
And then it just matured on, you know. And then of course, you know, I didn't realize how big of a country fan I was until I really knew like everything, you know. But that really expanded my playing ability into Six Past Hell, because a lot of my riffs are a country-based groove, Texas blues, Texas country, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And I just crank it up.
Hell yeah.
You know, and it gave us that kind of that style, that sound, you know, and we just roll with it, you know, and all of us are just a bunch of goofy ass rednecks anyway. So, you know, we have a ball, dude, drinking and stinking, you know what I'm saying?
Drinking and stanking. All right, I got one final question But
Hey, brother.
one final thing to talk about before we wrap it up here, man, because I know you got things to do. There's a racetrack outside your window, apparently.
Get some more drinking and gambling.
Man, so we're if my memory is wrong, I'm going to totally edit this out. But weren't you guys on Battle for Ozfest?
Yes, we were.
What
Yes,
I
we
don't
were.
it's been a long time since that I even was aware of that. What happened on that show? Like that was a cool thing, but I don't remember, man.
Yeah.
Time sucks.
You know what? That we got on to that show, so we went to LA, and we ended up being in LA for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
And we were staying at the Hyatt, the Riot. I was
Yeah.
like, if we were going to go to LA for our first time to be out there, I was like, there's no other place to stay, for
Yeah.
us is the party hotel. So we did that on Sunset. So we lived it up, had a good time. We did the show. Now that was like, it was really wild. We met so many really good people, but we ended up having to get used to having cameras in front of our face, like
Oh,
no matter where we went.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And a boom, and there wasn't one secret between anybody. So like for the reality TV or whatever you want to call it,
Right.
I mean, everywhere we went, it was a camera, it was a boom in your face. I couldn't even tell my brother a secret or whatever. I leaned over to say, and the boom would come in to catch every little nuance of every little thing. But it was fun. We made it all the way. There was 600 bands or so, and we made it into the top 10.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And we found out through the powers that be. We were actually on I guess so we ended up signing a contract with MTV for a year, but it was a non-compete clause, meaning that nobody else could touch us for a year.
Oh.
So, and we had some other record companies wanted us, but we couldn't sign because we were contracted for that year. So so it was a year on hold for us.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, so what would happen was we did everything, we did the whole thing. So we essentially were working for MTV, and that ended up, if you go and back and watch the show, is what I'm trying to say, you'll see the person that won was already in a band that was signed before. So it really was more of a rigged situation when you get down to it.
Okay.
But we were kicking so much ass and having so much fun that we didn't give a shit. We were going to, we were doing what we did, and we still made it, into like the final 10. But here's the thing. I think maybe here's what they wanted. They wanted to take people and make a fool out of them on tour as if they were nobodies. And all these bands can tell you, like, to be, a scumbag, you go pick up my shit over here. And they knew that they couldn't do that to us, because one of the questions and we're in front of all these producers and everything. If people don't know, you have to go through a lot of interview process, to get to other levels or whatever. So anyway, they asked us, if you're asked to do something, would you have a problem doing it? And my answer to that in front of 12 record execs and producers and everything was, I'm probably going to do shit that you guys ain't going to ask for, and I'm going to run with it, and we're going to blow this shit up, dude. I said, there ain't a damn thing that you can do to embarrass us. I said, y'all going to be the ones being embarrassed. And then I'm just thinking, I was like, I don't think they like that. I think they want somebody that's kind of like a coward that can beat down. But, I was like, you know what, dude, it's TV, right? But the cool thing was we did have the whole thing with Ozzy and Sharon and all that, and a lot of VIP stuff that happened. So I don't have any problems with it at all, man. However it turned out, I was like, we didn't really want to be that guy.
Yeah.
So we did our thing.
You guys were and you guys did you, man. That's great.
Hey, dude, listen, I go out on the street with the whole camera crew following me into the convenience store down by the Palladium, and I'm buying a hot dog and a bottle of Jack Daniels, and I've got a camera there waiting. I'm like, that's my order today. You know what I'm saying? So nobody else was doing that kind of shit. I was like, we were.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell, I want to go back and watch that show, man. I haven't seen it since it came out. Man, fucking, that's great. I want to have to go back and check that out.
But it was a lot
Good
of fun.
memories.
We had some good stuff come out of it. The only drawback, like I said, was we were contracted and we could not sign with anybody else. And we had some labels come to us and wanted to do some stuff. And they were like, well, we got to wait for the MTV contract to run out first. And of course, what are you going to do when you get to the end? They can find other people. Yeah. You know, we're not in LA anymore. So it's not really a 6 by Hell thing anyway. So
yeah, LA is fucking LA.
I mean, you know, there's a small little part that is all right, you know, the rock and roll side of it and then everything. Sure. And it's a beautiful thing to look at for the ocean. Absolutely. And everything. But man, you know,
oh, like, dude, yeah, I have friends that have lived there, you know, anyway, without going too crazy on it, there's some really cool stuff out there.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely a Texas boy and probably will remain unless they turn Texas into California, then I might move.
Hey, dude, let me tell you, we did that not this last land, but you know, before it got canceled. So we were hanging out and having a good time, real short before we like scoot. It's illegal to ride in the back of pickup trucks, apparently in California, but
really,
we were going from one place to the other. We just saw Black Label Society.
Yeah,
we're headed back. We all just piled in the truck and they're like, man, you know that's illegal. And I want to give shit. We're from Texas. We're riding back at pickup trucks, man. So we're cruising down. And everybody just keeps honking at us and like laughing and you know but we were in the back of the pickup truck drinking beer going down the road, having a good time, you know, and just you know it was like, what are you gonna do? Give me a ticket? Yeah, fine. Just give me a ticket, dude. We get a ticket for drinking in the back of a pickup truck in California. I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Dude, I have this is weird. While you're telling, I think you told me that story before when we were going to California on the bus, because remember when we had to stop before we got into California to wash the bus.
Yes.
And you and me were hanging outside. It was hot as fuck. We were hanging outside watching the bus go through and getting washed or whatever. I think that's when you told me that. Or something similar to that. That's interesting.
You know.
I have a picture of you and me doing that too. Like we're like
I mean, I enjoyed the fact that we were going to be charged like $200 for a bus wash when we were fixing to hit more desert. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you know, it was great.
Super awesome. It was so
That's
great.
what they do to you.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Big Mike story about him wanting to he couldn't. Anyway, never mind. I'm not going to tell it. I'll tell it to you afterwards.
We'll do a part 2, man.
We'll do a part 2, dude. This was so much fun. Thank you for coming on, man. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in real life in forever.
I know, man.
Hopefully that changes soon. The virus thing is whatever.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Whatever it was, and fuck that virus thing or the people pushing that thing or however that's what I'm saying. But,
yeah,
dude, I'm stoked. Whenever you guys do that, when's that Houston show again?
I don't want to say right now, because I don't want to nail anything down. But there is something that is happening, and we'll save it for part 2. But I'm just gonna leave it as a little cliffhanger. Me, Rob. Now I know you know a band called Pump Jack. Are you aware of Pump Jack?
Oh yeah.
A little bit of Pump Jack. So you know Thurber T at Pump Jack. So me and Rob and Thurber have a new album.
No fucking shit.
So and it's really cool. And I'll send you a little track offline or whatever. And
okay.
And yeah, so basically it's sick. It really is sick. It's another one of our little ditties that we've been working on. So
yeah,
it's good, man. So we're gonna start releasing that pretty soon.
Dude, fuck yeah, I'm stoked.
So you heard it here for the first time because I don't do anybody else's podcast because my attention span, like I said, dude, is hit it and get it, you know.
Hit it and get it. Dude, I really appreciate you coming on and doing that. You're double fisting, man.
Well, dude, I got a little bit of, you know, I got this and this and this. I got my supplies.
You're ready to go, dude, and that's why I love you. You're always been ready to fucking go, man. So
absolutely.
We'll do a part 2, whatever is clever.
You got it, brother.
Man, it was good to talk to you. Go have a great rest of your evening.
It was my pleasure.
Everybody out here, I've been here with Skot Pastel. I'm Ryan 13. Thanks for joining the 13, and we will see you on the next one.
There you go.